The party was supposed to be perfect. Sunlight shimmered across the surface of the infinity pool, reflecting the glass walls of the billionaire's mansion like liquid diamonds. White tents lined the garden. Servers moved silently with trays of sparkling drinks, and laughter floated through the air. Polite, curated, expensive. That was Ethan Hale's birthday. He turned 12 that day. Ethan stood at the edge of the pool, fingers pressed tightly against his ears. The noise was too much. The music, the chatter, the splashing water, it all crashed together inside his head like thunder. Ethan's sweetheart smiled. His mother whispered gently, adjusting his collar. Just a few more minutes. He nodded, though his chest felt tight. Ethan was autistic. He loved numbers, quiet corners, and the feeling of water when it was calm. He hated surprises. He hated crowds, and today was nothing but both. Across the pool, a group of boys watched him. They were sons of powerful people, politicians, CEOs, investors. They wore confidence like it was stitched into their skin. One of them snorted. Why does he always stand like that? Another mimicked Ethan's stiff posture, laughing. The parents didn't notice, or didn't care. Near the far end of the pool sat a black girl on a lounge chair, knees tucked to her chest, quietly braiding a piece of string into patterns. She wasn't dressed like the others. No designer dress, no polished shoes. Her name was Amara Johnson. She was there because her mother worked catering for the event. Amara had been told to stay out of the way. She did, but she watched. She watched Ethan rocking slightly on his heels, trying to breathe through the noise. She watched the boys whispering, pointing. She felt that familiar tightening in her stomach, feeling of knowing something bad was about to happen and being the only one who saw it coming. One of the boys picked up a beach ball and tossed it hard toward Ethan. It hit his shoulder. Ethan startled, hands flying up. His breathing quickened. Oops, the boy said, laughing. Didn't mean to. Another boy stepped closer. Bet he freaks out if we push him. Amara stood up. Hey, she called out, voice small but firm. Leave him alone. The boys turned, surprised. Who asked you? One sneered. Mind your business. Amara's heart pounded, but she didn't sit back down. It is my business, she said. You're being mean. The tallest boy rolled his eyes. Whatever. He took one step and shoved Ethan. Time slowed. Ethan's arms flailed as his foot. We slipped on the wet tile. His eyes widened and nod with fear of water, but with shock. With overload, he fell backward into the pool. There was a splash, then chaos. People screamed. Music cut off. Chairs scraped against stone. Ethan didn't resurface. He sank. Water closed around him, muffling the world. His limbs froze, body locking the way it did when everything became too much. His mouth opened, but no sound came out. Above the water, adults shouted, "Someone get him. Call security. He can't swim well." Too many voices, too much hesitation. Amara didn't think she ran. She kicked off her shoes mid-step and dove straight into the pool. Cold water rushed over her, shocking her skin, but she forced herself down, eyes burning as she searched. She saw him, small, sinking, arms stiff. She grabbed him from behind the way her uncle had taught her at the community pool. One arm under his chest, the other guiding his chin up. It's okay, she whispered underwater, though he couldn't hear her. I've got you. She kicked hard. Her lungs burned as she pushed them upward, breaking the surface with a gasp. I have him, she shouted. Hands reached out. Someone pulled Ethan from her arms. He coughed violently, water spilling from his mouth as he sucked in air, sobbing. His mother screamed his name and collapsed beside him. Doctors rushed in. The boys stood frozen, faces pale. Amara climbed out of the pool, shaking, water streaming from her hair and clothes. No one noticed her at first. She stood there, soaked, heart pounding, watching Ethan breathe. Then Ethan's father arrived. Richard Hole, the billionaire, pushed through the crowd, eyes wild. Where is my son? They pulled him out. Someone said. A girl. Richard dropped to his knees beside Ethan, gripping his hand. I'm here. I'm here. Ethan's breathing slowly steadied. His eyes fluttered open. The first thing he did was look past everyone straight at Amara. He reached out weakly. She froze. Dad, Ethan whispered hoarsely. She saved me. The crowd went quiet. Richard turned. He followed his son's gaze to the black girl standing alone, dripping water onto expensive stone. Who is she? He asked softly. Amara swallowed. I'm Amara, she said. My mom works here. Richard stood. He walked toward her slowly, carefully, like he was approaching something sacred. You jumped in? He said. Amara nodded. He needed help. He didn't hesitate, he said. She shook her head. Nobody should be left like that. Richard's eyes filled with tears behind him. Security approached the boys who had pushed Ethan. Their parents argued, voices sharp and defensive. It was just a prank. They didn't mean. Richard turned sharply. They pushed my autistic son into a pool, he said, his voice calm in a way that terrified everyone. And if not for her, you'd be attending a funeral instead of a party. Silence crushed. The air. I want them gone, he said. Now the boys were escorted away, crying. Butcher turned back to Amara. Do you know how to swim? He asked. Yes, sir, she said. Who taught you? My uncle, she replied. At the public pool, he said, you don't jump in unless you're ready to save someone. Richard let out a shaky breath. You saved my son, he said. There's nothing I can give you that equals that. But I want to try. Amara looked panicked. I didn't do it for anything. I know, Richard said gently. That's why it matters. Later, as the party was cancelled and guests left quietly, Amara sat wrapped in a towel beside Ethan. He didn't speak much. He never did. But he slid one of his small toy figures across the table toward her, a gift. Amara smiled. Thank you, she whispered. In the weeks that followed, Richard Harley kept his word. Amara's mother was offered a new position. No more exhausting double shifts. Amara received a scholarship to a private school with a strong special education program where she discovered she loved science, almost as much as swimming. But the biggest change was quieter. Ethan started attending therapy sessions at the community pool, public, not private. He insisted. Amara swims there, he told his father. It's safe. And sometimes, when the pool was calm and the noise was low, the two of them would sit at the edge, feet in the water, not talking much. They didn't need to, because courage, it doesn't always look loud or heroic. Sometimes it looks like a child who jumps in when everyone else freezes. And the moral lived on, rippling far beyond that pool. Never underestimate the power of compassion from someone the world overlooks. Real heroes aren't defined by wealth, status, or words, but by the moment they choose to act when another life is slipping away.